Right. Stand right here. It's fine.
Okay.
It's the long and the short of it here.
That's how I feel every day.
It's a privilege to be here in the beautiful home of Kathy and Joe Leroy, and this all started last November with a fundraiser for Gompers, which is the Center for the Rehabilitation of the Handicapped. And we were doing a 50th gala celebration down at the Orpheum Theater, and this lovely couple said they would donate their home. And then Continental Caterers said they'd serve us a fabulous 5-course or 6-course meal. And then the news team said they'd be here and present the news for us. And then we auctioned it off live, and that's when Roseanne entered the picture, because she bid vigorously and she wasn't afraid to keep raising her hand and get those dollars up there. So Roseanne Higgins is the one who successfully bid on the evening and brought her guests this evening to this lovely home, and we're so pleased to have her. She is the president and founder of SPIES, Single Professional Introductions for the Especially Selective.
No blatant plug intended.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you.
And thanks, you guys. This is going to be a hell of a memory for me and all of us.
First of all, we want to thank you for your generosity in inviting us to your home. We are going to assume that you have not seen the news tonight. Is that right?
That's right.
Good. So we can just say anything we want? Say anything. Say anything
Can we
want?
make stuff up?
Make it up.
Good. That's excellent. Well, we're going to do kind of a loose newscast, but by the time we're done, you're going to know what happened in the world or what shouldn't. Does anybody want to hum the open? Because we didn't bring our tape with us.
How does
Anybody
it go?
remember the open?
How does it go?
What?
It's like, oh, it's like ding, ding, ding. Now you read.
I'm not going to say.
Okay, you got to do that while we're reading these teases.
Okay, so you ready for the attack?
Want to make something up?
All right, so. And now, the Valley's most watched news leader, 12 News, with Kent Dana and Jineane Ford.
Good evening. In the news, comedian Phil Hartman and his wife found dead. 12 News talks to a close relative who lives here in the Valley.
Also, a sprinkler in your home is meant to prevent this. Flames. But find out tonight why hundreds of thousands of Valley homes might be in danger.
And 12 News introduces you to some very angry people, and you're going to be angry too when you hear their story.
But topping our news tonight, comedian Phil Hartman is dead. Police say his wife shot him before turning the gun on herself.
And police said their 2 children were in the home at the time. They're reportedly traumatized, but otherwise okay. Hartman first rose to fame on Saturday Night Live with video that I just could show you, but I don't have it. It shows a caveman lawyer sequence that he used to do. He left the show to join the cast of the TV show News Radio. Hartman was 49 years old.
And 12 News spoke exclusively with an aunt who lives in Mesa. She tells us that her niece had recently come for a visit and didn't say a word about any problems in her marriage. And then we have an interview with her.
And what she says in that interview is that she talked with the niece. They had a long 3 or 4 hours to talk. She said absolutely nothing about any problems that are happening. And this came as a surprise to, of course, the whole family.
And she gives us a clue. McDaniel says that the children will probably live with their mother's younger sister.
We have a warning tonight about a very popular sprinkler system. An Arizona woman was hurt when her home caught fire, and the central sprinkler system did not come on. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says that is a sign of even a bigger problem. So our local firefighters are upset, and they did a demonstration for us today to show that this sprinkler doesn't always work. And of course, Lou Ruggiero, who is a top-notch reporter, did this story, and he found out that the city of Scottsdale, of course, requires sprinklers, and many of those sprinklers are not effective and not safe. And the name of the brand is Omega. Omega heads. So if there's anybody in this audience that makes Omega heads,
and there's talk of a recall on that too. And Kent would also give you the phone number on a full screen.
That's right. If you have any questions about a sprinkler system, you can call 1-800-523-6512.
Also tonight, Cheryl Miller is more than just the Phoenix Mercury's coach tonight. She's also a victim of crime. It happened yesterday at Miller's apartment in Central Phoenix. Police say the suspects kicked the door in and walked off with $900, a VCR, some beer from the refrigerator, and Miller's most prized possessions, her 4 championship basketball rings.
In fact, she said in our show tonight that the thieves can keep the beer, they can keep the VCR, but she wants those rings back. No questions asked. Just call the police and she would like those back.
Miller's 4 rings are worth $7,500, and police say they have no suspects at this point.
Well, President Clinton is surveying the damage to his arms control efforts after today's nuclear test by Pakistan. The U.S. is slapping Pakistan with sanctions similar to those that they imposed on India. Well, even though Kevin Short says he does not have any money, we have learned from enough people to tell us he has taken at least 8 people in some sort of a scam that involves home buying, and you know, it is so complicated, I'm not going to get into it. Monica Lewinsky, holding her father's hand, arrived at a Los Angeles federal building this morning to give handwriting, fingerprint, lip samples, voice samples. It's all done today by Monica Lewinsky. The evidence was subpoenaed as part. She didn't give lip samples. The evidence was subpoenaed as part of the investigation into an alleged affair, of course, with our president. And while you're sleeping tonight, crews will be out working to make your commute less of a nightmare.
I was going to say, are you reading this whole newscast? I look at all these pages, they're all can't. I didn't do the 6 tonight, so I'm just kidding. And of course we don't do that. That's right, you had a terrible, terrible commute. These folks are the last few drivers you'd be seeing, some drivers who are all tied up in traffic, who will be able to use the ramp connecting the eastbound 202 with southbound 101. It's going to be closed tonight from 9 to 5 tomorrow morning. Also, I-10 is going to be closed from 48th Street all the way, around the corner for all those folks on Watuki, 9 to 5 tomorrow morning, so you want to avoid that area.
Well, we have some good news about those spectacled bears. They are back in their pen tonight. The bears have been out of public view since the weekend when they actually bent some of the bars. They got out into the public, and of course they had to be quarantined and put away until they got the cages fixed. They're fixed, and the bears should be out, by the way, either Friday or Saturday.
What a spectacle. And a Valley man sold his neighbors the American dream tonight.
But all he delivered were headaches.
That's right. I-Team 12 shows us it won't be easy for a Valley man to do the same thing to you.
And this live picture shows you that it is a lovely night in the Valley. But did we hit the dreaded 100-degree mark today for the first time in 98?
Scene has the answer for us coming up next.
Hi, folks, I'm Tex Earnhardt. If you haven't bought from me, you've been screwed.
Heavy rain means heavy flooding in Arkansas. Look at what Mother Nature is doing to those poor folks. A nursing home got flooded out. Other buildings are evacuated just so crews can come in and dry things out. More rain is expected tomorrow, but the weekend is supposed to be a lot drier.
And see, I understand you got a call today from a viewer who's been keeping tabs of this whole 100-degree thing, and what did he tell you?
An out-of-work Navy meteorologist. A little upset that we've been wrong now twice on the 100-degree mark. We didn't quite get it today, but you know, hey, I've got the job, he doesn't, so you got to deal with it. But as you can see, mostly clear skies throughout the state. A high today of 97, 95 down in Tucson. Up in Flagstaff, a gorgeous high. I'm looking at the camera because I don't know where else to look. Tonight's overnight low in Flagstaff in the 30s with some clouds moving in, some mild conditions. Our overnight low looking at 72. Nationwide, you can see those flooding in Texarkana, Arkansas, and back in the home state, a tornado dropped down at Albert City, Iowa, which is just about northeast, about 45 miles from my old hometown. We've got dramatic home video tonight at 10. You won't want to miss that. Also, some tornadoes touching down in Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, as the system moves slowly around 15 to 20 miles an hour to the east. So that's going to produce some scattered rain showers and thunderstorms later on tonight and tomorrow. Our forecast for tonight, it looks a little rainy throughout much of northern Arizona, but tonight we'll have an overnight low of 72, high clouds and breezy, 97 for tomorrow's high. Will we get that 100-degree temperature? Possibly on Sunday as we look at the 5-day. 100 degrees possibly. Monday and Tuesday, temperature down around 92 on Tuesday.
Thank you, C.
Thank you.
Very nice. And here's that number for you one more time for those the recall on that sprinkler company. It's called Central Sprinkler. You can give them a call at 1-800-523-6512, extension 357.
You know they do serve great steaks in Omaha.
Yes, and my cholesterol is about to go up 50 points. We're heading to Omaha tomorrow as the Sun Devils get set to kick off their series against Florida State. We'll have details on that. Plus the Diamondbacks, as C mentioned, getting ready to open up a series against the Giants. Stick around. We'll set the table right after this. Hi, I'm Gaby from Sleep America. Are you tired of that warm mattress? I've got all the mattress deals that you can ever think of. Come on down to Sleep America, where America goes to sleep. Okay, now, for sports, Seed is going to be my interview guy. Come on over, Scene. So Scene is going to play the role of Matt Williams, ASU Coach Pat Murphy, and anybody else we need you to, okay?
Got it.
All right, here we go. All right, the Sun Devils are up in Omaha tonight getting set for the start of the College World Series. They haven't been since 1994. And it's one of those situations where if they can get this first game out of the way, they're going to like their chances a heck of a lot more because they're taking on Florida State, a team that just dominated their regional. They averaged 19 runs a game during their sweep through the regionals. They won 4 straight games. ASU coach Pat Murphy, who's there for the first time, knows what he's up against.
Well, baseball is a funny kind of sport. The ball bounces one way, it bounces the other. We're just going to take one game at a time and see what we can do.
That was ASU coach Pat Murphy. By the way, we'll kick off our coverage from Omaha tomorrow with Bruce Cooper beginning at 5 o'clock. The Diamondbacks are out in San Francisco, getting set for the start of an 11-game road trip, and as their luck would have it, they're taking on the Giants, a team that has greatly improved. They're currently in second place in the National League West. Last night, Matt Williams, who used to play for the Giants, cranked his 10th home run of the year, but it wasn't enough to get the Diamondbacks to win over the San Diego Padres. Matt Williams knows the Giants will be tough.
Well, baseball is a funny sport. The ball bounces this way and that way. We're just going to try to take one game at a time and take one from the Giants that's 3-10 apart.
Okay, thank you very much, Matt. Last week they made headlines by trading Mike Piazza, but now it looks like the Dodgers could be on the verge of pulling off another major deal. Word out of Seattle tonight is the Mariners are close to dealing disgruntled pitcher Randy the Big Unit Johnson, personal friend of Scene's, to the Dodgers for Hideo Nomo and another player. Now, it's no secret that Johnson's been very unhappy up in Seattle. The Mariners have said they are not going to redo his contract. And at this point, the Big Unit said he would love to play with Dodgers.
Well, if I go down to L.A., I would like my name changed to the Big Sushi instead of the Big Unit, just for old time's sake. And I believe the Dodgers is a good organization. Baseball is a funny sport. The ball bounces this way and that way, and we're just going to take one game at a time.
Thank you very much. That's the Big Unit, Randy Johnson. And finally, even the Bulls are amazed at how easily they walked past the Indiana Pacers last night. Michael Jordan, perhaps playing his final year last night, scored 29 points, but you get the feeling with the resolve he showed. You could see it on his face when the Bulls hit the floor last night that they were definitely going to win the game, and not only win it, but turn the tide in the series by humiliating the Pacers. Michael Jordan said even he was surprised at how easily the Bulls won the game.
Well, basketball is a funny game. The ball bounces this way and that, and I really don't care if I win. It's just another $25 million in endorsements. But we're just going to take it one game at a time and see how it comes out.
All right, don't forget, Game 6 coming up tomorrow night on Channel 12. We'll have details on that. Thank you. Hey, and a special thanks to our multi-talented athlete, Steve McLaughlin, ladies and gentlemen.
And finally tonight, if you're having a tough time keeping your weight down, this might make you feel a whole lot better. Although it's certainly not good news from the health standpoint, a new study shows that within a few generations, just about every American adult could be obese. Right now, studies show more than half of us are way too fat. New research, one researcher studying weight says that the percentage of overweight Americans has increased by about a third in the last 20 years. He says more hefty adults are on their way because more than 25% of today's children are also too fat. You can find more on this information in the study, and it's called the journal Science. And on that note, enjoy
We want you to
dinner.
enjoy your dinner. That's our news. Thank you very much.
Good night, everyone.